Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for being with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. I think there's a little confusion about our Pat Gray bingo card this week. There's been some tweets that we've had, some texts, DMs. I don't know where all this is coming from, but this person wrote
to the customer service.
To our customer service people here. Hi, Keith. Customer service received an email from...
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So she forwarded it to me from customer service, okay?
From Kona this morning at 6:11 a.m. Here's her email.
This is yesterday, yep.
Hi, my name is Miss Jones. I tried calling, but I couldn't get anyone on the phone. I have a bingo after today's show. My bingo goes straight down the middle of my card. No. It starts with... Let's look here. Let's follow along with her logic. Starts with Hurricane Joe, sad trombone, right? Yeah, no. Godzilla shriek. And you can't make this up. Please get back with me as soon as you can because I'd like to receive my ill-begotten gains.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah. I'm super excited I won. Thanks again, Pat, for making people laugh while discussing some very serious issues
nice.
We face each day. Sincerely. And then she writes who she is. Mm-hmm. I think we already said who she was. But
yeah, we did.
I mean, there was a million of those.
I didn't mark all of them out. Sorry.
Nationwide. The seg was a little slot, the little box there, was actually not, as far as we know, was not spoken.
Yeah, I think it's a time that we need to, and it's our fault for not refreshing the rules often enough on this show. But the specific reason why, there's 4 categories for bingo, okay? Either I'm going to say it, and it'll say Keith, colon, and then whatever. Jeffy will say it, Jeffy, colon, whatever. You got a little speaker there. That means it's a sound clip, right? You know, one of the sound effects. Mm-hmm. If there's nothing denoted there, Pat needs to say that. Mm-hmm. So what likely happened, it's probably Jeffy's fault. It typically is.
He probably said, yeah, no.
So what you need now is now everyone knows. You just need to hear Pat say.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, no.
Wait, what?
Huh? What
did you say?
I said, yeah, no. So...
Nate is standing by.
So what we're saying to her is you actually didn't have a bingo, but now you could. And so, this would be the time to call. And the way it works is you can't call customer service or email them for it.
No, the number is 888-900-3393.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's the number she tried calling but couldn't get anyone on the phone.
One. Yeah.
How's that possible? We got people that answer the phone.
Oh, yeah. Well, Nate, how is that possible?
How is that possible?
Well, Nate wasn't thinking it was a bingo time.
Okay.
Nate's probably thinking right now it is a bingo time. So in other words, if it's a square and there's just words in it, Pat needs to say that. Oh, and it doesn't count inside tweets. When we're reading tweets and people send stuff in, trying to manipulate, whatever. So.
Yeah, because that would be too easy.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah. No. Okay.
Got that cleared up.
There you have it.
What's going on?
Has this been the easiest bingo week of all time?
Yeah,
We've just given it to you.
Yeah.
Here, go ahead. Call us. So we've been noticing CNN has been writing more things about Joe Biden sucking.
Yeah, they're being fair.
Fair in their graphics and their headlines. Here's the latest one. Why inflation is so painful for Americans and such a political nightmare for Biden. From CNN.com? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And there's been a lot of notifications on my phone. Just in I've noticed the last 2 weeks, something massive has changed over there. And the notifications will come in, and you instead of just swiping away, here comes more liberal. Wait, this looks fair.
Yeah. It is under new management. They said they were going to try to eliminate the bias.
I missed that announcement.
And so it seems like they are. They said that they didn't want the political bias around anymore. They didn't want the hosts to continue.
Wow.
Who are the ones who are, the Don Lemons and the Brian Stetler, whatever his stupid name is.
Mr. Potato Head.
Yes.
As he's known about on social media.
So, all of the people who are absolutely in the bag for Democrats and for Joe Biden, they wanted to do something about that. And it seems like they are.
Yeah, and I thought it was just a case of the economy is so bad, this administration is so horrible that they just had no choice, which may be part of it. But I missed the note that, they're actually making an effort now, huh?
Yeah, apparently.
This is going to be interesting to see it play out.
Some excerpts from the article here from CNN.com. Biden can make only so many speeches, empathizing with the plight of families hit by high prices, before his failure to change the dynamic makes his words ring hollow. Wow.
Okay.
That seems critical of Joe Biden. And there was more. Nuanced arguments made by the White House about how the administration has actually presided over a remarkable economic renaissance also sound discordant. Yeah, they do. Former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers warned for months that his fellow Democrats in the White House plus the Federal Reserve were being complacent about the risk of inflation. He suggested that big stimulus programs could overheat the economy. Now it looks like he was right.
Uh-oh. CNN.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Interesting. So we got that going for us. Also, Van Jones explains that even Democrats aren't convinced that Biden's mental faculties are, everything they should be.
What network is this on?
CNN?
Oh, boy.
As David Axelrod says, and he's come out and put his name on it, he said, look, this is a person who, if they win, will be closer to 90 at the end of their second term than 80. And therefore, these are very fair questions. Joe Biden said these were fair questions the last time when he was running. So do you have these questions?
Well, I think everybody is looking very closely now. When Biden does well, he does really well. That gun speech he gave, he was perfect. It was powerful.
Shut up,
when he
man.
does badly, when he stumbles, you get nervous and you wonder, is it just a stutter? Is he tired or something else there? And so I think that people are just looking. I mean, honestly, I think a lot of Democrats are like, if this guy's ready to go, we're behind him. But if he's not ready to go, he should let us know. I think that's what's going on.
He should let us know. Well, he's let us know the whole time.
Yeah, we told you this over 2 years ago, bro.
Oh, long before any of this stuff began happening. He's always been a screw up. He's always had the gaffes. We know that. But it changed long about, 2017, 18 in there. It started
somewhere
to happen.
between his vice presidency and his run for the White House.
Yep. But during his run for the White House, he was
gone.
Completely compromised. And it's only gotten worse
in more
since.
ways than one.
Yeah.
Quite frankly.
So it's a little disingenuous that they're doing this age thing. Axelrod's point that he's going to be closer to 90 than he is 80 at the end of his second term. Well, yeah, but it's much deeper than that.
Sure.
It's not just the age. It's the cognitive decline. Just say it. I mean, you see it now. You know it's there. You can't pretend otherwise.
Yeah.
Just say it.
Even Don Lemon last night with KJP.
Even Don Lemon.
Check this out.
Does the president have the stamina, physically and mentally, do you think, to continue on even after 2024?
Don, you're asking me this question. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
He's the president of the United States.
That's why.
I can't even
pause it for a second.
Right,
He just got back.
That's why the question is so important, Puddin'. Because he's the president of the United States and he's suffering from cognitive decline.
I'm not asking you about the Postmaster General, babe.
Yeah, that's right. He's the president and he's compromised.
And you are the spokesperson for the president. That's the job, KJP. Sorry.
I mean, watch this from the beginning again. This is amazing.
CNN.
Does the president have the stamina, physically and mentally, do you think, to continue on even after 2024?
Don, you're asking me this question. Oh my gosh, he's the president of the United States. You know, I can't even keep up with him. We just got back from New Mexico. We just got back from California. That is not a question that we should be even asking. Just look at the work that he does. Look how he's delivering for the American public.
Yeah, we are looking.
Look, that article that we're talking about is hearsay. It's salacious. That's not what we care about. We care about how are we going to deliver for the American people? How are we going to make their lives better? That's what the president talks about. That is his focus. And that's where we're going to continue to focus on.
For her to allege you shouldn't even be asking the question is just asinine.
That's offensive.
It is. You're insulting our intelligence. We see him do this every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
KJP needs another section in her binder.
Yeah.
I think.
Wow.
On Joe Biden's brain questions. What struck me from that segment there, or that little section there, was that entire time that she was stumbling around, looking more clueless than she does when she's in front of the press in the press room there. Don Lemon was stone-faced the entire time. He wasn't giving her any quarter, man. He wasn't like, okay, yeah. He was just straight ahead staring. I think he's picking up on the Jake Tapper way of doing interviews, but he just wasn't having it, man. This is interesting, and it's going to be interesting to see how CNN plays this out. I don't know what CNN's end game is here, considering they still have a midterm to cover for Democrats. So, let's see, because it's a little early to be, trying to, unless is 2024 and another Democrat nominee. Is that what they're already plowing the ground for?
Some are. Yeah, I think so. I don't know if CNN is, but they will be soon because it's just too obvious now. It is so obvious now that they're actually starting to ask the questions. People are actually starting to watch this, as Van Jones said. Yeah, why don't you? Why don't you take a look at that? I think that'd be a really good idea. We've been trying to tell you for at least 3 years and maybe 4.
See, they wanted their empty suit. They wanted the shell of a person that they could control with the Marxists in the administration. They just kind of overcorrected, and they ended up with a zombie. And they're like, oh, crap, man. This is going to be tougher on that front than getting all the Marxist policies through.
It was fascinating to watch her talk about, the very, very beginning. Oh, my gosh, Don Lemon, you're asking that. She's amazed.
Don't go there, Jake.
That he would ask that question. Yeah, just like Jill was when Jake Tapper asked about it.
After 2024.
Don, you're asking me this question. Oh, my gosh. He's the president of the United States.
She's stunned. And there is an all-hands meeting today at the White House, I guarantee you, where they're like, okay, guys, we can't look at CNN as friendlies anymore. The last 2 nights, they've been bad-mouthing our president. This is now, we got to prepare for these interviews. That's what's happening today at the White House, I guarantee you.
I love the fact that they have to now, that they need that. And it does, but it shows just how bad the problem has gotten, right? Because it can't be ignored, even by their propaganda machine. Let's go to Shannon in New York. Hey, Shannon, you're on the Blaze.
Yahtzee? Oh, wait, sorry, Biden moment.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Good job. All right. You did get there. Okay, tell us where this bingo happened.
Right down the middle.
Right.
Hurricane Joe. Dad trombone.
Indeed.
Yeah, no.
Oh, we did that one?
Oh, wait, when was that? When was that?
How about that?
Yeah.
No. Okay, also.
You can't make this up.
Yes. Okay, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. We got you set up with the $30 of merchandise.
Yes, you did.
Okay. Thanks, Shannon. Appreciate it.
To the nice listener who called in or emailed customer service, keep trying. We are so grateful for you. That was a very kind email. But be sure to call, or I guess don't forget the squares that don't say anything. Those are Pat. Pat has to say those. Anyway,
okay.
Just a little
hopefully that helps. So Lemon had some other questions for her, right, about the Biden economy.
Many economists do cite the war in Ukraine and supply chain issues. We did have that before the war, supply chain issues. They also say that last year's stimulus package, which you mentioned, contributed to inflation, Karine. Does the Biden administration bear some responsibility for this?
No.
So first of all, the American Rescue Plan met the moment, and it has put us in a place where we can actually put us in a place where the American people feel can actually we can take on inflation.
Pause
what I
it
mean
for a second.
by that is,
so it's put us in a place where we can actually put us in a place to do something about inflation. Did you catch that?
So if inflation is
put
here,
us in a place,
right?
Yeah, okay. Inflation's right there.
Inflation's here.
So
Okay.
then it put us in a place
right here. So we were here,
right?
So now we're here,
and now we're in a place where we can be in a place to do something about the inflation.
She is so incredibly bad at this.
Terrible. Run it back to the beginning of her answer because it's priceless.
Just for fun, because I haven't seen this clip all the way through. Let's see if Don Lemon is again stone-faced. He's not caring, man.
So first of all, the American Rescue Plan met the moment, and it has put us in a place where we can actually put us in a place where the American people feel can actually take on inflation. What I mean by that is we've seen growth, right? With as I mentioned, more than 8 million jobs, and now we're transitioning into a steady, stable growth. The president actually wrote an op-ed to discuss that himself, lay out his plan on how we're going to bring down inflation. And so that's really important. In order to take this on, we got to have be in a good historic economic place, which is where we are right now.
Oh, what happened there?
It's where we are right now. People thought that was pretty funny.
They did.
Because we're in a good place economically, she said. That's good. That's a good comedy routine.
Is that like where Rob paused the video there? So Don Lemon saves that face for conservatives normally. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not having it. Okay, so actually I stand corrected. So if this is inflation, okay? This is the place where we can, then
do
go
something
and attack,
about it.
Right? If you listen carefully, we were here. We're only here.
Oh.
Because she says it put us in a place where we can go be put in a place.
Okay.
Something like that to do something about inflation. So we're actually just at step 2.
Interesting.
She is not good.
Oh my gosh, she's the worst. Worst of all time. I don't think there's any question about it. There have been some bad White House spokespeople, but she's definitely the worst.
She will not be doing those anymore.
They got to be saying, "Oh, we effed up here. We got to get somebody else. How do we, quietly move somebody else into that position without anybody noticing?"
Well, they got to be a BIPOC.
I know.
So we got to make sure that they're a person of color.
Yeah.
And that they have a lifestyle that's different, right? And you can read through a binder.
So it's black, indigenous people of color. What if they put an indigenous person in there? Do we know who that is exactly?
An IPOC?
Yeah, an indigenous person.
Oh, an IP.
Hold on a sec. I'm going to get me a beer.
Okay, there's an indigenous person.
Okay,
yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, so we're looking for somebody from the Cherokee people, the Cherokee tribe. The ones that are so proud to live.
Rhonda Locklear could do this job better.
She could.
I'll circle back if there's more I can share with you.
Oh, yes.
I mean, Jen Psaki looks like an absolute genius in comparison, doesn't she? She looks like the greatest spokesperson who's ever walked the earth in comparison to KJP.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about Patriot Mobile. Free speech, religious liberty, the Second Amendment. Across the country, your constitutional rights are under constant attack, and it's only getting worse by the day. That's why I'm proud to support Patriot Mobile. They're not just America's only Christian conservative cell phone provider. They're one of the few companies that are even fighting back against all of this ESG stuff and all the other garbage that we have to put up with from other companies. Plus, you don't have to compromise your quality in order to do something that you believe in. They offer the same great nationwide coverage as the other carriers. They're on all the same towers. So you get the same great service, plus the peace of mind that your money is combating the left's attempt to silence you. Patriot Mobile has plans to fit any budget, and their 100% U.S.-based customer support team provides exceptional customer support. Go to patriotmobile.com/Pat or call 972-PATRIOT. PatriotMobile.com/Pat or 972-PATRIOT. You'll get free activation when you use that offer code, Pat. So between the left, the media, and rhinos, we need to stick together. Let's do that. PatriotMobile.com/Pat or 972-PATRIOT.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Okay, well, maybe we spoke too soon. I just got this notification on my phone from CNN. A plan to cling to power. Exclusive. A retired GOP federal judge will tell the January 6th panel today that Donald Trump instigated a war on democracy to try to retain the presidency.
Oh, man.
Oh, look at that.
I'm so torn on that because the war on democracy is fine since we're not a democracy. Why would a war on it have anything to do with us? It doesn't. Jeez.
So anyway, so CNN not
so they're still
completely.
not where we'd like them to be. And I just want them to be down the middle. I just want them to present news.
Yep.
Wouldn't that be nice if we just had a news outlet that gave us the news? Didn't spin it or jam it down our throats with their own agenda. It'd be nice. Also, the energy secretary wants you to know that you've got it just as good at the pump as Brazilians do. So what are you bitching about? Here she is on CNN.
But if you were in Brazil, you'd be paying the same amount for gas at the pump, over $5. If you were in Canada, you'd be paying over $6. If you were in Germany, you'd be paying over $8. So
we're talking about the United States, though.
Thank you.
The United States right now, what the president can do.
How about that?
Right?
There's another example, though.
Yeah. That's good.
I mean, that guy is a total douchebag. He is such an arrogant douche. John Brennan.
Is it
Brennan? I don't know.
But it was nice to say, okay, we're talking about the United States and what the president can do.
Yeah, it's John Berman. But who cares what Brazilians are paying or Canadians? I don't care about that. That's not the issue. And by the way, in California, they're paying more than everybody she talked about.
That's right.
So in the United States, we've got such a problem that some of our citizens are paying $7-8 a gallon now. And she's okay. Well, it's no worse than it is in Brazil. Okay. I thought we were supposed to be, I don't know, better than that.
No, it just shows you their plan is to drag us down to the rest of the world. And stop complaining because, we're still as good as Brazil. What do you want?
Yeah. And what about Canada? Yeah, it's $6 a gallon in Canada. Well, yeah, because Canada sucks. They've got a socialist leading the country.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we came down
a penny.
Yeah, we're good. We're
wow.
Right at the old $5 a gallon mark.
I love the Biden thing. I did that. Let
me tell you.
Yeah, you sure did.
Let me tell you.
Sure did.
There are so, okay, you know how you've got the Walmarts and stuff where they've got the stickers that showed you, hey, virus, go this way, you know? So you get the sticker residue on the floor now because the COVID era is gone. Bye-bye, at least in our part of the world. And you go to a gas station now, and you've got the residue of there's been so many of those stickers out there.
The people have taken off.
I did that sticker, yeah. They're everywhere. You see the residue more than the stickers now. But we got to replenish that stock. That's what I got to do.
And Biden wrote a strongly worded letter to the oil companies.
Oh, good.
And
put them in their place, huh?
Yeah. Oh boy, did he ever? He gave them the what for. He said that their large profits are unacceptable, and that he's going to do something about it. He's going to use the tools at his discretion to overcome their terrible deeds. So we'll see. What is he going to do about it? You're going to demand that they lower their prices? How do you do that? You don't have any say over that. President of the United States has nothing to do with that. You can't be telling private businesses how to run their business. It's really crazy. It is absolutely insane. But he also did I send in the Biden clip from the debate a few years ago?
I don't remember.
Did I not send that in?
I don't remember seeing that.
Really?
What was it specifically? Because we have, the last few days we've been playing quite a bit of old debate.
Yeah,
clips.
Rob, it's that one where he's talking about how we're not going to do no more drilling, no more this,
you
no
want
more
the
that.
long montage where he spent an entire campaign season going over that?
I could if that's the only thing we have, but I was just thinking of that one specific one.
Okay.
But that might be too difficult to find.
Yeah,
I
think that was Monday, Rob, if you want to check the folder there. But yeah, I love how not only CNN, but I think the problem is so big now with our economy and how crappy things are under Joe Biden that even we got ABC News is doing a report now on inflation and what it's doing to us.
All right. And it looks a little something like this.
The typical American families are now paying about $350 more every single month on the same goods and services they were spending on a year ago. That means gasoline prices are up 49%, shelter costs up 5.5%, and groceries are up nearly 12%.
$350 extra a month. That seems on the low side.
Mike Lee said that the average Utahn is going to pay $9,000 this year more than they paid last year. In fact, $9,600 more. So that goes way beyond even the $346 a month.
Yeah, because the ABC
it's about double
numbers,
that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but you don't have to worry about the price of gas for long, because John Kerry told us yesterday.
Oh, that's right.
We're done with fossil fuels.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah,
no more fossil fuels.
And energy security worry is driving a lot of the thoughts now about, we need more drilling of gas. We need more drilling of this. We need to go back to coal. No, we don't.
No, we don't.
Absolutely don't. And we have to prevent a false narrative from entering into this, or, again, pun intended, we are cooked.
Pun intended, we are cooked.
We have to prevent a false narrative of people saying, no, let's actually use the resources that God blessed us with. The answer to that is no, we're not going to do that because it goes against my agenda and those of my fellow elites in eliminating all of the low-cost energy advantages that the United States of America has.
Well, what's good for him is that private jets don't run on fuel. So he's saying we should be more like him.
That's right. They run on magic pixie dust.
That's right.
Is it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's fascinating to me that, Biden and Kerry and all these people are going after the oil companies and blaming this all on them, placing all of this at their doorstep, when, in fact, they're responsible for the very things they're accusing big oil of. They did this. This miserable piece of garbage in the White House has tried to drive them out of business at every turn. He's done everything he can to get in the way of oil companies in the United States, at least. He's fine with Saudi Arabia producing more or Venezuela producing more, but not us. And so he's made it almost impossible for them to do anything to alleviate this problem. And then he has the unmitigated gall to place everything at their doorstep. Here's what he said back in the debate.
Would there be any place for fossil fuels, including coal and fracking, in a Biden administration?
No, we would work it out. We would make sure it's eliminated. No more drilling on federal lands. No more drilling, including offshore. No ability for the oil industry to continue to drill, period. I guarantee you.
It's unreal.
We're gonna end fossil fuel.
What about, say, stopping fracking and stopping new pipeline infrastructure?
Exactly. No more, no new fracking. We are going to get rid of fossil fuels. I've argued against any more oil drilling or gas drilling on federal lands.
No one's going to build a coal-fired plant again, and we're going to get rid of the ones we have now.
Have a transition from the oil industry, yes.
Would you be willing to sacrifice some of that growth, even knowing potentially that it could displace thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of blue-collar workers in the interest of transitioning to that greener economy?
The answer is yes.
Incredible. So his agenda on climate change trumps everything. Absolutely everything. The fuel that you need in your home to cool it and to heat it in the winter, the gasoline that gets you back and forth to work and to the grocery store, none of it matters to him. He doesn't care
Yeah,
about what this is doing to you.
A lot of these gas pumps play little videos while you're filling up. That needs to be playing on repeat while you're standing there filling up your gas.
So you really know who is to blame here. That little sticker, "I did that," says it all.
Pat Gray.
Some tweets here. Rowdy Introvert tweets. So an official administration spokesperson goes on a news network and is surprised to be asked a question a majority of the nation would like to have answered? Yeah, that about sums it up. Proud Mr. Graybeard, I think I'm going to make a sticker that has a Biden voter that says, "I did that." There you go.
So a sticker of a drop box or a voting machine?
It is the left that voted him in, and they're responsible for everything he does. Yeah, they own this. Carl Smith tweets, maybe Joe Biden is a secret pathead, so he says and does the things he does to make it on the weekly bingo card.
Yeah, maybe.
No, probably not.
You'd think he would pick up some common sense every now and then. Plus, I don't know that
You'd like to think that, yeah.
He doesn't know how to dial a phone, so he wouldn't be eligible to win.
Sure.
So
maybe one of his lackeys could dial the phone for him, though. I don't know. The Fed hiked up the rate by the most since 1994, like 0.75 percentage point.
They're probably not done.
No, they said they're going to do it again
next month, right?
Yeah. This is really bad for me, especially. Anybody else that waited just a tad too long, as always, to sell their house, because the interest rate was, in the 3s for sure, and some people were getting it in the upper 2s. The upper 2% range. That's nothing. And now it's, yesterday, before the interest rate increase, it was 6.28 or something. 6.28%. Now it's going to go up to, 7. Probably go up to 7%. We could bring back the Jimmy Carter years that were so great back in the 18% days.
Yeah, we're blowing by that.
It's really fun.
Remember, we're at 17%.
It would be at 17% if we figured things the way we did before 1980.
Inflation, yeah.
Jeez, man. 17% is the real number. That's why we're all hurting so much, and that's why it's so insulting when Biden and his lackeys all tell us, "Oh, you're doing great. No, you have more money than you've ever had. So, your savings are great. You have no debt.
Right.
You got a great job.
We got so much money, man. That we can sock more of it away now.
Right.
It was like, what do I do with all this extra cash?
Look, I just haven't done a good enough job of giving you the message that you're doing great. What's the matter with you? Okay.
Families are carrying less debt nationwide.
Yeah. Right.
They have more savings nationwide.
Thank you.
What is the point of that, of saying that to us? Because everybody knows it's not true. Does his administration think that there are people out there listening to that going, "Oh crap, I guess I'm just not flipping enough coupons like
That's what
my
they're
neighbor"?
Hoping. They're hoping that you'll say to yourself, "Well, we're not doing very good, but I guess everybody else is.
Man,
I guess they're doing well.
We suck."
Because what are you going to say?
Right.
You know you're not doing well. And so the only way to spin this is that other people around you, I guess, are.
Yeah.
I guess that's the mindset.
Make people think that they're the problem, not Joe.
Right. Right. He's evil. He's just evil. Caterpillar Inc. is picking up and moving to Texas. They announced that on Tuesday. They're moving their headquarters from Illinois to here. The construction mining equipment giant indicated its new global headquarters will be located at its existing offices here in Irving, Texas. They're going to be our neighbors.
Oh, that's neat.
Isn't that great?
They're in Irving.
Company's almost 100 years old. It was based in Peoria for many decades before moving to Deerfield, Illinois in 2018, and now they're moving to Texas. We believe it's in the best strategic interest of the company to make this move, which supports Caterpillar's strategy for profitable growth as we help our customers build a better, more sustainable world. It's kind of I
hate this.
Yeah, I hate it when they start talking like that.
Stupid buzzwords, sustainable.
Yeah, it just shows you that
environmentally friendly.
About 230 corporate employees A small percentage of its almost 108,000 employee workforce will be impacted by the move. It's only 230?
Good. I don't want too many votes from Illinois coming to
true.
Texas. Yeah, we got enough problems as it is down here.
Yeah. Yes. With these companies moving, if your employees are a bunch of liberals but they've been conditioned by California or Illinois or Massachusetts, leave them there. Okay? Leave them there.
Do not come.
Right. Yeah, thank you. Do not come.
Do not come.
You're right. Go to New York. Mayor Eric Adams will welcome you with open arms.
He's good, right?
Well, he's got, I guess, he's got some crystals that are giving the city special energy.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he said the Big Apple is littered with unique crystals.
Could have stopped at littered.
Yes. But it's littered with, look, he's in pretty good shape. How old is that guy? Look at that. He's ripped, man.
Okay.
Okay.
Look
at that.
I can't take this picture.
It's kind of I'm fat and ripped all at the same time. It's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's almost like Eric Adams has stretch marks.
It is.
Plant-based centered life.
Sure you do.
A plant-based centered life.
I want to know, was he catastrophically large at some point? I'm serious.
I don't know. I don't know that much about him. But the Big Apple is littered with unique crystals that give out a special energy.
Do they?
Yeah. Yeah, they do. I don't want to hear your nasty face voice.
Oh,
Why don't you believe that?
He shed 35 pounds after he got diagnosed with diabetes.
There you go.
See? Okay.
The former officer even wears multicolored healing gems on his right wrist.
Oh, no. Not these.
Adams has gotten into the New Age fad. That local blog, Hellgate, New York City, has dubbed him New York City's first crystals guy mayor. Pricey crystals are popular among celebrities like Adele and Spencer Pratt and even some Wall Street collectors who swear by their healing properties.
Huh.
My mom went through this phase for a while. She put crystals or something under her mattress.
Oh.
It was supposed to do something, and I think they were built into the mattress. And
oh, wow.
Didn't seem to heal her stuff, whatever they were supposed to do. I don't think they did it.
Oh.
Speaking to Politico in the spring, Adams said he discovered New York City's iconic bedrock is comprised of unique gems and minerals, and that there's a special energy that comes from them.
So maybe we should start mining New York City. I want to see fracking going on there. I don't care if there's
in New York City.
I just want to see the rigs set up there in Central Park.
The rock center Adams is apparently referring to is the geological layer known as the Manhattan Schist.
The schist?
The schist.
Manhattan schist?
Mm-hmm. Outcroppings of which can actually be seen in areas like Central Park.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I ever noticed that.
Oh, man, whenever there's like a movie or something in there, or there's a scene in Central Park, you kind of see the rocks and stuff.
Do you?
It's kind of cool, yeah.
Oh.
So, but I didn't know that they had healing powers.
Yeah. Well, they contain more than 100 minerals, including quartz, kyanite, dumortite, and was formed roughly 450 million years ago.
See, I'm willing to try anything, okay? And kind of like your mom, you know what I'm saying? Like if if push comes to shove and you're desperate enough, let's try this, right?
Yeah.
But the people you just listed that are advocating this are celebrities and weird liberal mayors.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to point out. If someone that I trust wants to try to convince me of this, then let's have the conversation.
You're going to do it.
Well, I just want to talk about it, you know.
Okay.
But so far, the list of endorsers, not impressive.
Adele? You don't respect Adele and the crystal use that she's into? You don't? That doesn't move you in any way.
No.
Okay, whatever.
But I think Eric Adams being on board is kind of the clincher that it probably doesn't do anything.
Yeah. All right, let me tell you about First Liberty. Right now, court packing is a real danger. Court packing is essentially a coup. And the radical left is working overtime on new plans to pack the Supreme Court. They want to go from 9 justices to 13, or even, I've heard them talk 15.
Heard 15, yeah.
That would be a catastrophe. If we don't stop them from installing more justices so they can rig the system, it'll be catastrophic for everything that we hold dear. That's why you need to join us. We're gathering a coalition of 1 million patriots to say no to court packing. No to the liberal agenda. No to the Supreme Court coup. Franklin Graham is involved. Former U.S. Attorney General Ed Meese, Dr. James Dobson, the Family Policy Center, the Heritage Foundation, and over 400,000 people, just like you, are all on board. So please sign your name to this effort now. Go to Supreme Coup, that's C-O-U-P, Supreme, and then C-O-U-P, supremecoup.com to sign First Liberty's letter. That's supremecoup.com.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
Oh, a Netherlands car manufacturer has just solved all of our problems. They've developed an EV, an electric vehicle, with solar panels built right in. How cool is that? So it's a startup called Lightyear, and it's unveiled an electric car with 5 square meters. I don't know if that's 5 square miles, 5 square inches. I don't know. There's no way to tell. But they have 5 square meters of built-in solar panels, and therefore it doesn't need to be plugged in to charge.
What does this car look like?
It doesn't look that bad, actually.
You didn't send a picture?
I forgot to send it in. In an optimum, I love this language. In an optimum situation, a range of 43 miles is achievable daily. Like every day, you could actually travel a full 43 miles.
I can't get to work. I would not. And it's before the sun comes up. What?
Indeed.
See, it's not practical, man.
The integration of solar panels directly into the car and the car's chassis is something EV enthusiasts have been asking for from manufacturers for a long time. So here's the thing, though. On a solar charge, there it is.
I mean, that's cool.
It's kind of cool.
It doesn't look like a solar panel. It just looks like dark paint.
Yeah. So you can go on a charge from the solar charge. You haven't plugged it in, but you can, but you don't need to, because you're going to get a full 10 kilometers per hour.
Wait,
I love that.
That's the
well,
speed?
up to 43 kilometers. That is
up to 40. So that's as fast as you can go.
As fast as you can go. The top speed on this thing is 62 miles an hour.
What?
62.
I mean, that's my merging speed.
Right?
Come on.
I know.
Stop.
So when you don't plug it in, it'll sit there and soak up that solar energy and propel you a full 10 miles. Every hour, it's not plugged in. Well, up to, again, 40 miles. So 4 hours and you're about maxed out. If you plug it in and charge it, at home, you'll get 32 kilometers. So that's not even miles. You're talking 32 kilometers is probably, there's no way to tell. It could be 7,000 miles or it could be an inch and a half. I don't know. But let's assume 32 kilometers is about 20 miles. Let's say it's 20 miles from your home charging.
You made to find out for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, do the calculation.
So
because this is amazing. I mean,
it's less than 20 miles.
It's less?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stupid.
Now, if you plug it into public charging, so at home it's not going to do as well as the public, the bigger, faster, stronger charges that you'll get. Like when you go to a restaurant and you plug it in while it's sitting there parked, you get 200 kilometers. So that could be 1.5 million miles, or it could be 3 inches. I'm going to guess, though, it's about 120, 130 miles.
124.
124. 124 miles on a public charge.
Well, this will be practical for people like me who just recently moved in here. Don't tell Glenn Beck. He's off at the ranch, so he doesn't know. I've just moved in here to save gas. I live upstairs here.
Oh, good.
I don't have to worry about a commute.
Uh-huh.
There's some nice restaurants around the corner here. It's working out nicely.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, that's how we're all going to have to live anyhow.
It is.
At some point real soon.
Mm-hmm. It'll do 520 kilometers, so 360 miles maybe on a fast charge.
Oh, gosh.
But the maximum range on this thing, it'll only go... it has enough capacity for 388 miles. Okay? 388 miles. But they say 43 miles doesn't seem like much when it just charges on its own. But the car is capable of more since its battery has enough capacity for a 388-mile range. If your commute is short enough, you might not need to plug the car in for months at a time, according to Lightyear.
If your commute is,
Yeah.
Again,
if you live across the street from where you work.
That's the society they're trying to build. They're trying to get us back into the cities. Do this
it's going to be fine.
Crap.
Yeah, it's going to be fine at that point. Jeez.
No.
I mean, this is terrible. This is ridiculous.
The world that they are building, not interested.
If you consider this, what if you move to Mercury, where the sun is, right there, and you just park your car on the planet Mercury, and I'll bet you'd charge that baby up pretty nicely at that point. It's 800 degrees Fahrenheit, and the sun's rays are always on that one side of Mercury, so they don't have any atmosphere, so there's no clouds. If you live on Mercury, this would work pretty well for you.
How long of a commute is that? Because Texas is closer to the sun than Mercury.
Oh, that's true.
They're actually backtracking now.
Yeah, it's true. It's a little bit of there's the...
There we go.
There's the solar system as we now know it.
Yeah, so Mercury out of frame there, but...
it's out of frame, but it's about a 70 million mile commute. So it's not that bad.
You could get a lot of talk radio listening in.
Yeah, good.
On that drive.
You'd for sure get through a daily podcast, I would say.
Yeah. Well,
maybe this and Glenn's.
On double speed. You gotta speed up the... if you're gonna squeeze it all in.
Why even bother? We're just not there yet with this technology. And they've even done what we joke about. They put the solar panels directly on the car. And still, it's not viable.
They are going to make you absolutely miserable.
Yeah.
In order to achieve their goals. They're not going to let it happen organically. They're not going to let us get there eventually and phase in. They're like, screw you. John Kerry himself just said.
Yes, John Kerry. Joe Biden says it every day. They don't care about the misery we're going through right now. No. They don't care. Couldn't care less about that misery. They're still sticking to jamming this down our throats.
Green is the new red.
Wow. It really is. It really is. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Welcome. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter, where Sarah the Wingman Roma tweets, less savings, more debt since Biden took office, but I guess as long as the dirty politicians are getting richer, that's what really matters. From Charlie Freak 41, Biden keeps saying the economy is amazing because they know the stalwart base will believe him over their own lying eyes. Chicken too tasty. Does Mayor Adams count as athletically overweight, or is that just Jeffy type people?
Oh,
yeah, I think it's Jeffy type. Marsh Pirate, how about we take the solar panel car and strap a windmill to the roof? Maybe a few oars so passengers can also chip in as we fly down the road at 18 miles per hour.
Might have trouble with this overpass, though, when you're going
maybe
there.
But that's where the wind turbine comes in.
Oh, but that's where... No, I'm saying that'll hit the turbine.
Oh. On the overpass?
Yeah, because it's up too high now. Yeah, the clearance isn't there.
True. Yeah. Okay. Perfect Fit AR sent this to us. It's an excerpt from a book that shows you that meatless diets are for psychopaths. Huh. Okay. It's called, the book is called Ravenous. Okay. And too much meat can make you sick, reads one heading. But the Youth Nutrition Manual from the 1930s talks about Himmler and his approach would be a challenge to remake the German diet by replacing all the sausages they eat with equally tasty foods that satisfy the palate.
So wait a minute. So the Third Reich was attempting to change the German diet.
Yeah, to soybeans. They wanted people to eat soybeans. That could be one solution. And that's what then I guess he started calling them Nazi beans.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's interesting.
That is.
That really puts it into perspective. So if you're against eating meat, you're a Nazi. I think that's
what we can take from that.
I mean, it just shows how this movement has where its roots are. It's insanity. It's evil.
Well, I mean, we might be eating soybeans because all the cows are apparently dying. Yesterday, we showed you the drive-by of all the dead cows in Kansas. And I think we said there were 3,000 of them. That's what the story said yesterday. Nope, there were 10,000.
Okay, now.
10,000 cattle died. And now they are saying it was because of the heat. So they don't think they were poisoned or anything.
Okay.
But it was heat stress.
Was it now? Because, it's been hotter in Texas, and I haven't seen... I go by a lot of cows on my commute, and I've not seen a one look like that. I'm just like to point that out.
Look at that. That's really sad.
It's very sad.
I mean, some farmer lost everything.
Life-changing. Bad.
Jeez. I mean, that's so sad. And then, of course, it puts more strain on our supply chain for food.
Yeah, I'd like to point out that, a cow being dead so that I can have a ground beef or a steak, that's not sad. But you see, exactly, Rob's got it. So many wasted steaks and burgers. Exactly. It's sad to see them prematurely dead.
It is.
And not on my plate dead.
Because I'm guessing you can't use them now, right? You can't send that to the slaughterhouse. Can you? Here's a bunch of dead cattle. Cut them up.
Hey, if the price of meat dips really soon, you'll know where it came from.
Yeah. Jeez.
But seriously, I don't understand. We've had weather before, and I just have never heard of 10,000 cows being dead in one geographical area.
I haven't either, but the article I read yesterday said it's not uncommon. It's not uncommon for this to happen. Maybe this is an uncommon number, but it happens all the time.
Help me understand something. Is that story, you have that in front of you there, does it blame the humidity? And then in the same paragraph, it says, then it wasn't humid. What does it say exactly?
What is known is that leading up to these heartbreaking losses, temperatures in the area were over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. There was humidity, and there was little to no wind to help cool the animals.
All right, heat, humid, no wind. Okay.
Temperature readings reported for Ulysses, Kansas, began to exceed the 100-degree mark on June 11th. By June 13th, the high temperature was reported at 104. With humidity levels ranging from 18 to 35%. That's a dry day in Dallas, Texas.
That's exactly right. So that's not humid. So are we blaming the humidity or are we blaming the dry?
I think it was humid for Kansas, but it's not humid for us.
18 to 35, no.
The problem was, according to what I read, there was no cooling off, not much cooling off at night. So the cows absorb all that heat. They're like the oceans. If they don't absorb all that heat, the temperature around them would actually be 1,000 degrees, 1,000 to 1,500 degrees if they don't absorb that heat. It's weird. But no, they absorb the heat, and then if they can cool off at night, like the temperature drops enough to where their bodies can release that heat, then the next day they can go through the process again. But if it doesn't cool off enough at night, then they start the next day where they left off the day before, and they're too hot, and then they get hotter, and then they die. So you get a couple of 2 or 3 days of that in a row. That's when they die.
I was reading this article, and this is only going to hurt more. In New York, my gosh, $115 for a steak now. Appetizers have gone from the $15 to $20 range to $20 to $30. This is New York City, of course. And entrees from $20 to $30 to $40 to $50. If you take 4 people out, and this is a mid-range meal. 4 people, New York City right now. Mid-range meal, after tip, you're paying $500. No, I'm not doing that.
You're not doing that?
I'm not going to. Nope. Not going to pay.
Good thing you don't live in New York.
$500.
Yeah.
That's
a lot. That's a lot.
It's a very good thing I don't live in New York. I would have already committed myself.
You would have been in prison a long time
in
ago.
This world?
Yeah.
In me in New York City, it was bad enough during good times.
Yeah, I know. And speaking of all this, we still have Operation Fly Formula continuing.
Oh, yeah, all right.
More international help for us, thank goodness. This week, United Airlines flight arrived at Dulles International Airport from London Heathrow, carrying Kendamil infant formula. And then on the 14th, 2 United Airlines flights arrived at Dulles from London, carrying more Kendamil infant formula.
These started in Switzerland, if I'm not mistaken.
It did, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Now it's coming from all over the place. Yesterday, United Airlines flight arrived at Dulles from London again with more of the same. Then there's a new flight that was added for today that will arrive in Louisville, Kentucky from Switzerland.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Carrying Nestle Health Science Alphamino specialty formula.
So Switzerland is America's sugar daddy now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which, let's be honest, if you're feeding this stuff to babies, I would much rather it come from Switzerland than from maybe like a China or something.
Yeah, me
You're
too.
going to trust that handout? I don't think so.
Then tomorrow a flight arrives in Columbus. Then 2 or 3 more in Dulles. So I don't know where that's going to wind up.
Check this out. That Abbott factory, they started to get it reopened, and now it's catastrophic flooding. They had to shut it back down.
Good gosh. Really?
Yeah.
Catastrophic flooding in Michigan?
Yeah, Abbott, the factory there. Let's see here.
Jeez.
Abbott baby formula flood. Yeah, I just heard a little blurb that as soon as they were getting ready to fire, formula production at Abbott's Michigan plant delayed after flooding from severe storms.
Jeez. One thing after another.
I swear, man. Good. So that's good.
Anybody seen the moon turn blood red yet? The last couple of nights? Because watch for that. And then the brimstone falling from the sky. Of course, that's probably next.
Will those magic crystals from New York City help with that? Or no?
No,
not going to do it?
No, they're not going to help.
Shoot.
Yesterday, KJP set the stage for LGBTQI+. So it's gone from a joke to they're actually adding all of these numbers officially now.
This was a
all
Pat
of these
Gray
letters.
Bit.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Go through what you would always say.
LGBTQIA2+.
We are almost there.
We're almost
there. And so, before,
it's really a thing now.
Before Joe did his little Pride Day thing or whatever yesterday at the White House, KJP did her little thing where she kind of set the stage like, you can tell she's emphasizing to the press, this is the new term. Mm-hmm. Get with it.
Finally, this is the last thing here. Following today's briefing, right, we know we have to gather at you all have to gather at 3:45, so try and take as many questions as possible. The president will sign an executive order advancing equality for LGBTQI+ individuals, which includes historic steps to support LGBTQI+ families and children. The EO directs federal agencies to address extreme legislative attacks, help put an end to conversion therapy, improve mental health care, and prevent youth suicide, launch a new initiative to protect foster youth and prevent homelessness.
Remind us,
and
what is
more.
the phrase
These are
again?
historic actions that build on the
acronym?
progress we have made advancing equality for LGBTQI+ Americans.
There it is, man.
LGBTQI+.
Plus. Mm-hmm.
So the I intersex?
That I don't know. I didn't even bother Googling it.
I guess the I is intersex.
I was too busy doing anything other than that. So I don't know what it stands for.
And they don't have equality yet. We haven't done enough to equal things out for the LGBTQI+ people, right?
Yeah.
Is that what we're
led
to believe?
So then the old man goes out there and does a little speech. And
this is great.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
I'm also proud to have signed an executive order on my first day in office to combat discrimination against LGBTQI plus Americans.
Excuse me.
He's so bad. Excuse me.
I mean, I don't blame him for messing it up.
LGBTQI, excuse me.
Yeah, intersex.
Plus Americans.
Intersex.
Yeah.
That plus is a little demeaning, though. It really just puts you in a category. And it needs to go the Pat Gray route.
You can't actually use a letter for me?
Yeah.
You got to do a plus sign.
You should be, literally, there should be 30 letters.
So the only ones who actually matter, lesbian, gay, bisexual, which I thought that can that be a thing still? Really? In this age of there's more than 2 genders, how do you have bisexual? You're limiting yourself to just 2 different encounters that are possible. You can either do men or women. That's really limiting, isn't it? It seems like the bi shouldn't be there anymore, but it is.
That's old, man.
Lesbian, gay, bi, trans, queer, lesbian.
Again, what is the queer definition?
Well, we already did the lesbian. So then you have the intersex, and then you have the plus.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Intersex is basically hermaphrodite. So there's like
so you have both.
Oh, look, he's got it up. There we go. All right, I want to hear Joe. I want to hear Joe say that. Okay, here we go. Monkey, dance for me here, Pat. If Joe Biden were trying to say that, how would it go?
Yeah. Okay. I've said enough.
You know the thing.
LGBT, TTTIQQAABB. I just went pee-pee in my pants.
Yeah, he did.
Trying to say this.
Triple T. Double Q.
Yeah, that's great.
Let's see here.
So he had more to say, though, about all the equality in his administration. And that's important.
Day one.
Day one.
This has been the most pro-equality administration in history, led by guys like Pete Buttigieg.
Oh,
God. What?
And so many others.
I
think we have more LGBTQ plus people than any administration or every administration combined.
You think?
No, I really mean it.
No, I really mean it. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Don't laugh at that.
He skipped the I.
Don't. Yeah, he did.
What a jerk.
He can't get the I. He doesn't care about intersex people. It's really pissing me off. He doesn't care about equality.
Somebody's got to stand up for him. Why not Pat Gray?
Right.
Pat Gray.
I'm going to be picketing today
Standing
downtown.
up for the hermaphrodites.
On AT&T Plaza. It used to be Dealey Plaza. I guess it's now AT&T Plaza.
This
sponsored this assassination.
this presidential assassination location sponsored by AT&T.
Charlie's 56, which is light.
Charlie 56, which is light.
King's 41.
King's 41.
Freak's 41.
Okay, Freak, not King.
Charlie Freak.
Duh.
AT&T Plaza.
Right.
Light King Light.
What more need to be said?
Okay.
He said it all.
We're done here.
Yeah, we're done. Now I'm going to just stand here and stare at you. You had a problem with that? Tough.
I swear. If I had it to do all over again, I would totally be a cult leader. Look how easy that is, man.
Yeah, it's really easy.
It's like,
good gig.
You just have you casual. We got your drink there, and you're like, it's Charlie Freak. King. I mean, whatever. King Light. Light King.
Charlie Freak. 41.
Okay.
So AT&T Plaza. Charlie Freak. What?
This cult
Get
leader,
off me.
This cult leader message sponsored by by Dental Picks.
Where was the left and the right?
Yeah, we're the prostitutes.
Yeah.
Prostitute.
And now I'm going to look at you again. Just stand here and
point
and stare.
You can totally do this. All you have to do is just
it's not that
randomly
tough a gig.
Point.
Yeah, it's not
just
that
throw
tough.
out numbers and letters and words in a random sequence.
I don't know if the money is great, but it's easy to do, apparently. All right, let me tell you about Scoremaster. If you're about to make a big purchase, just wait 3 weeks. 3 weeks to buy a new car or get your home mortgage or whatever it is that you're trying to finance, because that's how fast the average Scoremaster user takes to boost his or her credit score by an average 61 points. And 61 points, when you add that to your current credit, you could save tens of thousands of dollars on everything that you finance. Scoremaster technology was developed by credit data scientists to boost your credit score higher and faster than you ever thought possible. Scoremaster is so easy. It only takes about a minute to get started, and you don't have to wait months for your credit score. It's an average of 3 weeks. Try Scoremaster for free right now and see how many plus points you can add to your credit score. Go to scoremaster.com/Pat. Scoremaster.com/Pat.
Pat Gray.
Hello. Welcome. This is fun. A Montana elementary school librarian reportedly violated school district policy by teaching third graders about spreading radical queer joy. Isn't that wonderful? That's beautiful. In the lead up to Pride Month, some students at Eastside Elementary School in Livingston, Montana, underwent lessons on LGBTQI plus advocacy.
Groomers are everywhere.
The history of the pride flag and coming out. The presentation, published by the Livingston Enterprise, was given by the elementary school's librarian, who was replaced by a substitute librarian for the remainder of the school year. Good. I mean, got fired. But this Livingston, Montana, there is no escape from this radical agenda in the LGBTQIA2+ community. There's no escape. Livingston, it's a tiny town of 8,000 people. It's not New York. It's not Los Angeles. It's a place that Jimmy Buffett wrote about. 15 will get you 20. That's all right. Rocking and rolling on a Livingston Saturday night. You know that song? Does that sound familiar? You like? Are you a Buffett fan? Anybody?
Yeah, I like Buffett.
You got your Tony Lamas on and your jeans pressed tight.
Oh, wow.
Take a few tokes. Make you feel all right.
What's that?
Rocking and rolling on a Livingston Saturday night.
Yeah, and it's not just
8,000 people, and they got this to deal with.
Yeah, and you got a tweet there from someone else from Montana.
Oh, wow. Okay, this is from Hillary. Not Hillary Kennedy, but Hillary in Montana. I'm from Montana, just like Pat is, and in Billings next week on Wednesday, Zoo Montana is hosting a drag queen story hour. God, jeez.
I mean, they're even in Montana, bro.
Well, okay, but Billings is a thriving metropolis, of like 110,000 people. So, I mean, you would expect this in a megapolis like Billings. But absolutely discusses me and my husband. I think she means disgusts.
Autocorrect can be
yes.
A cruel mistress.
It can.
Uh-huh.
So it absolutely disgusts me and my husband. Luckily, Billings has given quite a bit of backlash over it. But the zoo is still having it.
Of course.
They're still going on with it.
I mean, communists don't stop. I mean,
they don't.
They have one aim, and that is to destroy. That's it. They're not trying to make anybody happy.
Montana, one of the least populous states in the United States of America. And there's 2 cities in 5 seconds we just told you about. The tiny little everyday American towns where they're just being taken over by this radical agenda. I don't understand the drag thing. How did the drag queen thing become this huge, all-encompassing situation where you use it to entertain children?
Yep.
As young as kindergarten or even pre-kindergarten.
The goal is to destroy everything everywhere.
And, they're doing a good job of it. They really know what they're doing here. Our own Tara Price posted this. Biden wants to end the fossil fuel industry, an industry that transgenders rely on for plastic surgery, makeup, and all things silicone. This means Biden is transphobic.
Oh.
Anti-fossil fuelism is violence.
Yes.
I love that.
Good point.
That's a really good point.
Yeah. Stop going after the trans community with your fossil fuel stuff. I mean,
I like it. That's an excellent point. And probably the only thing that could ever, stop the momentum here that Biden is on, trying to get rid of fossil fuels.
Yeah.
POTUS Poopy Pants tweets to us, you get about 440 pounds of beef from a single cow.
Oh, no.
From a single cow?
Oh, no.
If my Keith math is correct, that's 4,400,000 pounds of beef gone. Jeez. From Jimmy Dimples, all those dead cows have been lying in the sun all day. I'd just as soon try pork tartare than a steak from one of those heifers. Christopher tweets, I understand the LGBTQYXZ plus minus greater than less than 3 community. People have a lot of pride. What I don't understand is why they need so much support and can't leave everyone else alone.
Hey, before we run out of time, that goes along perfectly. Can we play this Joe Biden clip talking about if you're against sex changes for kids, Pat? Well, then shame on you. Watch this.
No one knows better than the people in this room. We have a lot more work to do. A lot more work to do. I don't have to tell you about the ultra MAGA agenda attacking families and our freedoms. 300 discriminatory bills introduced in states across this country. In Texas, knocking on front doors to harass and investigate parents who are raising transgender children.
Lion
In
sack of
Florida,
garbage.
Going
This guy's
after
the
Mickey
worst.
Mouse, for God's sake.
Oh, okay.
Please stop doing that.
Uh-huh.
He did it again.
Close to home.
Did it again.
No, but think about this.
That's his new Kevlar
All of
vest
you in this
line.
room know better than anyone that these attacks are real and consequential for real families.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't do it for God's sake, by the way.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I just want to make that clear.
A lot of people getting their doors
sick of
knocked
this
on
guy.
in your neighborhood. Hey, you got any trans kids in there?
Yeah, that's been going on a lot.
Oh, wow.
A lot.
Oh, I was.
A lot of right-wing kooks
I was
that
going
show
to
up every
mock
day.
him, but you're saying that
No,
that's
it's
an
true.
actual thing
It's happening
here in
yeah.
Texas.
Yeah, it's big. It's big.
We
Okay.
know you've got a boy in there that wants to be a girl.
Pat Gray.
Making the apocalypse fun since 2017. It's Pat Gray Unleashed on the Blaze.
Hey, Joe Biden tweeted this out last night. This morning, I spoke with President Zelensky. He is, if I'm not mistaken, Ukraine's president.
I don't.
Do
know.
I have that right?
I don't know world leaders, man. Come on.
Ukraine is
a country
in Europe.
Europe.
Okay.
Okay. And any more detail? No, that's all the detail
all
we
you
get.
need. Yeah.
I don't really know. Then I don't understand.
Mm-hmm. So I've not heard of this guy.
Barely. I mean, we barely heard of him.
Huh.
But he got on the phone with Zelensky to discuss Russia's brutal and ongoing war
two
against
Y's
Ukraine.
in his last name? Huh.
Yeah, isn't that strange?
That is interesting.
I reaffirmed our commitment to stand by Ukraine and shared that the United States is providing over $1.2 billion in additional security and humanitarian assistance.
So angry.
So, like every week, it's another billion or 2 billion or 40 billion. I'd love to know the real total that we're up to in this war against Russia.
Will we ever know?
I'd probably not.
Okay,
no.
this is gross. I'm going to make a prediction right now, Pat. At some point, it's going to come out. It'll be too late to do anything about it. But this is going to end up being a money laundering scheme, an international money laundering scheme, the likes we've never seen. That's exactly what's going on. There's no way that Democrats are this into defending some other country.
I know. That's
bullcrap.
Really weird.
They're not hawks like this. This makes no sense whatsoever.
Can we go back to the clip of Joe Biden discussing, how he dealt with Ukraine and sending them money and the quid pro quo situation that was going on there?
Others to convincing us that we should be providing for loan guarantees. And I went over, for, I guess, the 12th, 13th time to Kyiv, and I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they did.
Yatsenyuk?
So they said they were walking out to press conference. I said, "No," I said, "I'm not going to, or we're not going to give you the $1 billion."
Oh.
They said, "You have no authority. You're not the president." The president said. I said, "Call him." I said, "I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion."
President, my boss.
I said, "You're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here." And I think it was 6 hours. I said, "I'm leaving in 6 hours."
He likes looking at his
The
watch. We know that.
prosecutor's not fired. You're not getting the money. Well, son of a bitch. Got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid at the time.
Who's not? Okay.
Was he? Was he?
This is how Joe Biden does business with Ukraine. So if this money is dirty and it's meant for some quid pro quo, which is how he does business in Ukraine, you got to ask yourself, what is Joe Biden getting from Ukraine out of the deal? What are they hiding? What are they covering up for him? Et cetera, et cetera. Hunter, I mean, this is a mess. This is...
yes.
And we're paying for
it
in
is.
so many ways. This is a money laundering operation, I feel. And this is going to end up being... This is gonna, and Zelensky, when the dust settles... And no, by saying this, I'm not saying Putin is a good guy, all right? Zelensky is we're gonna find out how bad he really is.
Why do you love Vladimir Putin so much?
So why
do you love him?
I even prefaced
If you
that.
love him so much, why don't you marry him?
Okay. I mean, wait, hold on. He is kind of rich, and
he's hot. Have you seen him with his shirt off?
And I hear that he is on his deathbed.
Come on. Yeah, that's
So
true.
There might be something there.
He's one of the richest men in the world, supposedly. When you actually look into his finances that he covers up, He's got all those homes all over the place. He's supposedly got one of the largest homes in the world.
Yeah, all that ill-begotten gains.
Uh-huh. Yes, all the ill-begotten gains. This reminds me of the beautiful and tender relationship between his son, Hunter, and Joe's daughter-in-law, Hallie.
So his sister.
So his sister-in-law,
okay.
his brother's widow,
Ugh.
that he started sleeping with. Apparently, he flipped out on her because she took his handgun and threw it in a trash can in 2018, accusing. So now he accused her of making him look like an abusive pedophile with homicidal tendencies, and asking her, "Do you want me dead?" During an hours-long text conversation, the now disgraced first son tore into his paramour for tossing the .38 caliber revolver in the garbage bin outside a grocery store in Wilmington, Delaware, saying, "I won't ever recover from this."
Okay. Yeah, the gun that he illegally purchased.
Yeah.
That's lying on his form.
That's the very one. Yes. What a weird relationship he had with Hallie. Jeez. I mean, this guy is so sick and twisted. And the whole family is so sick and twisted.
Boy.
Phew. I mean, they're the vile things that he said to her. Really creepy.
At least that family's nowhere near the upper reaches of power in this country.
Yeah.
At least they're at a safe distance, and
exactly,
got that era of our country behind us now.
And do we still have the audio from what he said about his influence over his dad? Because that was fairly interesting.
He's going to talk about drug reform and any other thing that I want him to.
Yeah.
He'll talk about anything that I want him to, that he believes in. If I say this is important to me, then he will work a way in which to make it a part of his platform. My dad respects me more than he respects anyone in the world, and I know that to be certain.
Okay, that's interesting. It's interesting. Is there a number people can call about that, Ivan? No, actually, there's not. No, so you just have to deal with that. If I were the Republican National Committee, I would splatter that all over ads from now until 2024. If that's true, and obviously Hunter says it is, so I believe it.
Does the average voter care?
If Hunter has, I don't know. That's a good question.
They don't care.
I don't know.
And the only reason that maybe they care is that they could blame him for the state of the economy and the country in general.
Yeah. But I think in general, it's probably true that...
I mean, if times were good, they certainly would not care about Hunter Biden.
Right.
Times are bad. Maybe they do.
You don't care.
You don't care.
You don't care. So, I think Mel Gibson said it best when he said...
No.
It's a long way to the well, but it's fun.
No, it's good. Yeah.
And the water is really tasty from that well, so we keep going to it. Here's something that's really sad, though. We'd been looking forward to this with such anticipation, and now it's just off. The sold-out Brooklyn concert of John Hinckley, presidential would-be assassin John Hinckley, and his sold-out show has been canceled.
Yeah. Now I've got a ticket.
Don't say that.
It's worthless now. I had a flight, a hotel, everything booked for going up to New York.
And it's off. It's off.
Now it's off. Shoot.
Hinckley, a singer-songwriter who has released his music on streaming sites and a YouTube channel, was set to have made his first post-release concert appearance at the Market Hotel venue on July 8th.
Yeah.
The show, which quickly sold out.
Yeah. Over a weekend, it was gone.
Was canceled by the venue today for, so this would have been yesterday, for what the proprietor said was in part concern for the safety of our vulnerable communities. What? Why? What kind of concern?
I think maybe they thought there was threats or something. I don't know.
Threats to Hinckley? Threats to the...
Yeah, I don't know. It's been very vague. I haven't found details on that.
Though the venue operators defended the initial decision to open the club to Hinckley, noting that the 67-year-old singer-guitarist's planned concert tour sends a message that mental health issues and a criminal past can be recovered from and atoned for after serving one's debt to society and getting real treatment. Ultimately, the security risks weren't worth the gamble. Weird that they didn't see that from the beginning.
Threats and hate is what I'm seeing.
Threats and hate against Hinckley or
our most vulnerable communities, Pat? I don't know.
If we were going to host an event for the principal and potentially put others at risk in doing so, it shouldn't be for some stunt booking. No offense to the artist.
Oh, no. So they're admitting, he's not here because he's good. He's here for the stunt. Oh, God.
It sold out. I mean, come on. That's a pretty good stunt. We might feel differently if we believed the music was important and transcended the infamy.
Oh.
But that's just not the case here.
Rub it in.
Wow.
Rub it in.
They are besmirching his incredible talent.
I don't care for that at all. Again, I had a ticket, and now I got nothing
you're out.
to do there.
All restrictions on Hinckley's freedom were lifted. After 41 years, 2 months, and 15 days, freedom at last is what he tweeted a while ago. But, yeah, no concert, though. Oh, it was just yesterday he did that? Because he did that before, too.
Oh.
Thought he did that the day it happened or the day it was announced that it was going to happen.
Now he is
something to that effect. Completely free.
Yeah. He doesn't have to check in with anybody. He got nothing on his ankle. He can, get into the studio or go on stage and do whatever he wants to do.
Isn't it wonderful?
Mm-hmm.
That is wonderful.
But again, I got to eat this ticket now to New York, where I was
yes, you do.
Ready to go.
Yes.
Shoot.
I don't know if you have to eat it. You could just throw it away, really.
Okay. This is Joe Biden's America. It may be my supper now.
Yeah, it might. That's a good point. Speaking of psychos, Amber Heard says that you can't trust Johnny Depp. She just did another interview. She's in trouble. I mean, they say that she's still in Aquaman 2, but I would not be surprised to see that change before the movie comes out. There were rumors that Nicole Kidman was going to be brought in and replace her somehow. They were going to shoot her scenes, and it was going to be Nicole Kidman. But I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, here's what she said about the reason you can't trust Johnny Depp.
In the closing arguments, the Depp lawyer called your testimony the performance of a lifetime and said you were acting. What do you say to that?
Says the lawyer for the man who convinced the world he had scissors for fingers.
Wait, what? That was a movie, Puddin'. I don't think the world was convinced that Johnny Depp actually had scissors for fingers. Call us if you were convinced when you saw Edward Scissorhands that those were actually Johnny Depp's fingers.
Says the lawyer for the man who convinced America that he was a pirate looking for treasure. She's so bad.
So weird.
And she practiced that line, too. She had the dramatic pause and everything. Says the lawyer of the man who, we got it.
Convinced the world that he had scissors for fingers.
And then she stares at, what's her name there, just like...
deal with that, Savannah.
Yeah, what do you think of that one,
I just nailed you.
Yeah, you like that answer? Hey, make sure y'all use that in the tease for this episode of Savannah Guthrie Talks, or whatever the heck it's called. Yeah, you like that? It's a good line, right?
Amazing.
That was bad.
Crazy.
So weak.
All right, let me tell you about Omega XL. If you got pain in your joints and you're kind of sick of it, maybe you've tried a whole bunch of different things that did not work, please try Omega XL. If you've been stumped on getting rid of pain, do what I did and take Omega XL. Built up in your system. After a week, for me, the pain started to subside, and after 2 weeks, the pain was gone. And it has not come back. Knock on wood. That's why I take Omega XL. It actually works, and there's science involved here, too. When we're young, our bodies produce SPMs, which are nature's way of keeping your joints healthy and inactive. Well, as we age, we don't produce enough of those. And Omega XL can restore your SPMs, rejuvenate your joints and your muscles so you can move freely and without pain. So Go to omegaxl.com/Pat. That's omegaxl.com/Pat. Buy the first bottle. They're going to throw in the second one for free. So it's buy one, get one free at omegaxl.com or call 800-844-4888.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Finally, George Washington University is going to stop using the name Colonials. It's about time.
All the world's problems now solved.
Yeah. This was the last one we had to figure out. And I know that's been bothering everybody. You know, how many calls have we gotten about that? How many emails? How many tweets? People said, well, I can't function until George Washington University changes their name from Colonials
Well, now maybe
to something
you can
else.
Sleep better at night knowing that that's been rectified.
Yep. It was a name intended to honor its namesake, but that has long, of course, been criticized as a term that glorifies colonialism. Colonialism! In a statement, university officials said the use of the name has divided the community and can no longer serve its purpose as a name that unifies.
Then your community's stupid.
Officials say they will continue to use the moniker until a new name is introduced. A change expected to come by the 2023-24 school year. So we got to use Colonials for a full another year?
Yeah, that's hateful right there. Just
that's unacceptable. I'm sorry, no. I'm sorry.
Almost seems like we'll change when it's convenient for us, you know, a year and a half from now.
That's not good at all. What are people supposed to do who are triggered by the name Colonials?
I mean, think of this. Think of how many seasons. We got a year and a half of athletic seasons where the announcers are going to have to be forced to use that offensive term.
Right.
It's going to be on clothing and apparel. I mean, this is not good.
A special committee conducted research and town hall events to understand the name issue.
God, what a waste of time.
The group also conducted a survey that generated participation for more than 7,300 alumni, students, faculty, and staff. 44% of survey respondents said they wanted to remove it. 43% were in favor of keeping it. It was 44-43.
Yeah, but then find out who wanted it. Who do you think wanted it? The alumni or the current students?
Current students,
of course. The brainwashed masses that go through the system there. Yep.
Just 25% of people, however, said they strongly agree with the statement, I feel included by the use of the Colonials moniker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's ask that question at, I don't know, Louisiana State, at LSU. Do you feel included by the name Tigers?
Yeah.
Are you a tiger?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
So I went to the University of Nebraska.
So stupid. Are you a corn husker?
I have husked corn in my life.
Okay.
I have done that. But not to the point where I would call myself a Cornhusker outside of the halls of the University of Nebraska, Lincoln.
Right?
In fact, I feel I have a grievance. I need reparations for being offended in the past tense.
Right?
I'm going to make up for that.
Let's go to Notre Dame students and ask them, how many of you people feel included in the name Fighting Irish? Are you a fighter? Are you even Irish? Are you included in those?
Right.
I'll bet a lot of students aren't. I'll bet they are not. I don't feel included in the name Cougars.
Oh.
Quite frankly.
How can you bring yourself to root for them then?
I don't know. I don't know. Until now, I guess I haven't looked at it in the inclusionary sort of way. And now that I am, I'm not a Cougar. I'm not.
So now
I'm a human being.
Yeah, you are. You are somebody, Pat. As Jesse Jackson once told us.
Stupid.
So the big test is going to be, what's the new nickname going to be now? I mean, how are they even called George Washington?
I know that's probably an issue as well.
By the time they get around to changing the nickname, they're going to say, you know what? We're just going to start from scratch. We're going to just completely distance ourselves from that hateful time in American history.
Yeah. Would that surprise anybody? Certainly wouldn't surprise me.
Nothing would surprise me anymore.
We got to show you this Maxine Waters shot before we go today because
I have not seen
priceless.
this. I can't.
Oh,
wait.
you haven't seen it? Yeah, she looks great here in this shot. Watch. Nancy Pelosi speaking.
And again, the food security issue.
Hello?
Has been spelling that out the whole
Maxine.
time. I want you to know that
Hey,
we
hon.
in the Congress fully support and take pride in the president's agenda.
Oh,
That he
okay.
is
She blinked.
here,
She did blink. Okay.
in the summit
All
of
right.
the
She's all
Americas.
right.
Honestly,
I think that's so weird.
everybody up there, 90% of the people that walk the halls of Congress are on drugs.
Yeah.
I think it's obvious.
And frankly,
mind-altering drugs.
Too old to be in office.
Got to be.
Too old. I mean, what is Maxine Waters now? In her 80s? She has to be in her 80s.
I seriously want to just wave my hand in front of the TV monitor there.
I know. Nancy Pelosi in her 80s. Maxine Waters in her 80s. Joe Biden, 79 years old. Can we please get some people in there who aren't on the verge or in the middle of degenerating mental capacity?
Look, our own ancient Jeff Fisher would be a spry chicken.
Yeah, oh yeah,
compared to
these people.
what's up there.
Yes, that's for sure. Man. All right, we also have these pro-abortion activists who are presented with their own my body, my choice argument. Check this out. This is fun.
What's important is bodily autonomy, the same right men have always had. We just want equal rights. The right to govern our own bodies, just like men have always had. It's that simple.
Do you support the right for people to not get the COVID vaccine?
It's irrelevant.
Is it?
Right? My body, my choice.
You're right. It's not irrelevant.
Yeah, but one saves lives.
You're right. It's
One's
not
a
irrelevant.
choice.
One of them is going
Saves
to be
lives?
in a pandemic state.
That's your
right?
argument?
A state of emergency, which we all know laws change during a state of emergency.
Do you agree with the statement or the principle of my body, my choice?
Yes, absolutely. Bodily autonomy is a human right. Healthcare is a human right. Access to healthcare should not be something that is dictated by the Supreme Court.
During the pandemic, did you support people's right to not get the COVID vaccine?
Uh-oh. These people, man.
It's a difficult
Maxine, is that you?
conversation.
Do you support
No, it's not.
bodily autonomy in other situations? For example, the COVID vaccine mandates.
The vaccine mandates, we've been mandated to get vaccines for years and years and years.
So you do support in that situation people not having control of their bodies?
That's not having not control of
Yeah,
your body.
yeah, it is,
I don't
Puddin'.
understand.
What?
You don't understand.
Hello?
Do you think it is important for people to have medical and health control over their own body?
Yeah, it's good for
Oh, there's
them.
a guy.
It's good
Okay.
for everybody.
You didn't support the mandates?
I do support the mandates, yeah.
Isn't that mandate that people have to get the vaccine so they don't have control over their own body?
Vaccinations are good for people.
In that case, you don't have control, right? If there's a mandate?
No, they don't have to get it. They just,
Yeah, they do.
You just can't go anywhere or do anything, right?
They just can't have a job. You don't have a right to a job.
Everybody should have a right to do what they want with their bodies.
Do you support the people's right to choose not to get the COVID vaccine?
I'm not
No.
doing that.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that.
So good.
Okay, you're not going to think then? Is that what you're telling us? Is that what you're not going to do? You don't want to think.
That was
Isn't
so
that amazing?
juicy, man.
Anytime they're pushed into thinking about their position, they can't do it. They just can't deal with it. They walk away.
Look, I'm
they
not
get
doing
pissed off.
I'm not going to do this.
It's amazing because they can't win. They can't win the arguments. They're just intellectually devoid of
by design through our education system, stunted.
Yeah.
Just they're just useful idiots now. That's it.
Amazing. Just absolutely amazing. And by the way, you do have control over your body. Maybe we should mention that that's a completely separate body that's inside of you. That's not your body. That's somebody else's.
They can't even agree on
They can't. No, I know they can't. It's unbelievable. All right.
Do we have a suspicious death to talk about in
we do.
overtime connected to the Clintons?
Indeed.
Oh.
Former Phoenix reporter.
Uh-oh, don't tell
who broke a story. We'll tell you about it coming up.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.